Today I'm going to apply the first bit of grouting. As you can see, I bought this type of grout just because it says it does not need to be sealed ever, and it's be set up in 4 hours. I'm just going to kind of show you the steps that I take to mix it up. I have a tray or a trowel and tray, the plastic trowel I bought, like 69 cents. I always just use a new one whenever I'm mixing up grout. It's not what I'm going to use to apply the grout on the wall with, but it is what I'm going to use to stir it and mix it. I'll show you kind of the consistency I'm looking for and how I get that. Okay, the bag says to mix the whole bag to 18 to 22 ounces of water. Since I'm not making the whole bag at one time, it's going to be more of just consistency that I'm looking for. So I'll start by pouring some of the grout out. I'm not going to do the whole bag at once. It just gets too much to manage. So I'll start with that. I always just add water slowly. You can always add more water. It's hard to take water away, so then you have to start mixing with water and grout. But I'm just going to slowly add some water. Start with that, see what that gets me. Consistency, they usually say like a cake mix, but that's for flooring. Since I'm doing the wall, I'm going to look for something a little bit thicker, more like cookie dough type. This obviously is not enough water yet. It's too lumpy. You can see all the lumps in it. Just keep adding a little bit of water as you go. Just work it around until you get the consistency, like I said, that we're looking for, or what I'm looking for. One thing I will tell you about the grout, as you work it, for whatever reason, it seems to get wetter and wetter as it goes. See, that's still too thick. More water. I'm starting to get what I'm looking for. And you'll be amazed, even though this is just a little bit of grout, how far it actually will go. So if you look at it, it's not just, sliding straight off the trowel. It's actually hanging there for a little bit before the gravity takes over, and then it eventually falls. That's exactly what I'm looking for to start with. I'll make multiple batches as I go today. I'm not sure. That's probably the only one I'm going to show you me making. All the rest will be made the exact same way by just grout and water and get that same consistency that you're looking for. Once you have your grout, it's supposed to set up for 3 to 5 minutes. So we'll just let it sit here, harden a little bit, and then you stir it for another minute before you apply it. Once again, it doesn't give you a whole lot of instructions. It's pretty much just pictograms. So you can see it doesn't give you exact, because it's just to your liking or what you need. I'm going to trowel it on. That's step 8. I'm going to let it dry for 20 to 30 minutes, and then we're just going to use a sponge and water and wipe it off. Let it dry for another, I think it's 30 to an hour, and then dry it off again. So it's a multi-step process, and I'll show you those steps as I go. I have a couple different types of trowels. I'm going to try and use different sizes. I'm just trying to get the grout into the seams as best I can. I can always start by applying with my, I forget what this is called, spatula. Probably switch over to the small trowel, see how that works. More of what I'm usually used to using. And we're just smashing it in, going every which direction. Just making sure we get a good seal, good amount. I'm not worried about any of the extra right now. We'll come back through later and sponge all that off. drops on the tub or shower, we can just wipe off as well. I want to go all different directions. I can go across, picking up more as we move along. Don't need to be skimpy at this point. Like I said, we'll sponge off the excess. That's when you actually get the actual look of the tile and grout. So to get the corners, what I'm doing is packing the grout on the edge of my little trowel, and then I'm just pressing it in the best I can. I want to get like one or two swipes before I have to push it back up towards the front of the trowel again. And just keep repeating that process until you're all the way up. It's time consuming, but it's the best way I know how to do it. I'm actually out of grout at this point, So I'm going to make another batch, come back and continue. Same process as I showed before. There's nothing different. Just add the grout, add the water, give it the same consistency. Just keep applying it. Okay, I got my next batch of mortar made. Like I said, still the same consistency as I showed you how to make it. And I'm just continually going up the wall, trying to get as much grout as I can on the wall and on the floor of the tub or the shower, whatever it is you're doing. But I'm just pushing it in as I go. It's a tedious process, the corner is, but once the corner's done, everything else goes fairly quickly. Like I said. Alright, so there's the grout in the tile. Next I'm going to get water and a sponge. Start sponging off all the seams to make it look clean and make sure we get a good seal and everything. And alright, so I got my bucket of water with my sponge. I'm just dipping my sponge in, trying to get it wet. Nice thing is the shower and the plumbing works, so I don't have to worry about, if the water falls down or gets anywhere. It's not like I'm doing a floor. There, you gotta be a little bit more careful. Getting excess water on something. Here, it's not gonna be that big a deal. Since it is a tub and the drain is hooked up, we can just simply let it go down the drain. So I'm rinsing out my sponge. I'll start up here, circular motion. I'm just spreading around, trying to even it out. I'm not putting any real hard pressure on it. This is just the first pass. There'll be multiple passes. We're just trying to smooth it all out, make it look all in unison. Make sure we fill in the gaps. Get off the excess. So you can see what sponge has on there. We'll dip it in the water. Again, like I said, I don't have to be as gentle since I have plumbing underneath my bucket. A little bit more rough. I would if I was doing a floor or something. Once again, smoothing it out, working our way around. Now one direction, up and down, side to side. Just trying to get it all even coat. The corner is going to be a little bit more difficult. See, that side's pretty full. Flip the sponge over. Use the other side. Start spreading it around. Once again, I don't really do it in a certain direction. I'm just making sure that I'm getting the excess off and smoothing it out as I go. Sponge isn't soaking wet. Bring it back to the tile. See, it doesn't take much before it's already, changing color. Once again, you got two sides to the sponge. Use both sides. I don't have a 5-gallon bucket of water, so I'll have to change my water more often than I normally would. But I'm just going to keep working around the entire tub. And I'll show you the end result here in a minute. Now I need to wait an hour, it says, and I'm going to clean it off one last time. But as you can see, the grout lines very clean. Tile doesn't look too dirty. There are a couple of spots where there's some old mortar that's holding on to the grout color. I can take that off a lot easier once the grout's dry. I'm not putting my fingers in the grout itself. Like I said, the corner is probably the hardest spot. There is a little hole. It's probably hard to see on that camera right there, about in the middle of the camera. I will go back through and put a little bit more grout there just to make it even. And there's probably a couple more spots. I think there's another one down here I saw. Yeah, a couple spots there. So I'm going to keep working in the grout and continue going around. Next time you see the tub, the grouting should be finished. I have to let this section dry because it hasn't been on for 30 minutes yet. The other section was taking me a little bit longer than I expected, so I had to stop grouting and wipe it off. And now I can wait an hour, so that should give me enough time to finish the grout. I got some up there to do. I haven't done up the top yet. Got to grout all that. And then I'll have 30 minutes of wait, and then I'll take that off. And that should give me an hour for the first half, and I can come back and clean this up one more time. Here is the final product. All the grout is now dry. I went back through one last time with the sponge wet. Every time I touched the grout or wiped, I dipped it back in the bucket of water to clean the sponge off to make sure I got off all the excess residue. It's a tedious process, but it has to be done that way just to make sure it's all clean. Don't have a bunch of like a mildewy look, which is just the grout stuck to the tile. You can clean it off. I think it says after 24 hours you can actually use chemicals on it, like floor cleaner. If it was on the floor, of course this is a wall, so you can use some kind of cleaner to come back through and clean it off one last time. But that is me creating a tile wall. If you watched all the steps, I think in total there's 8 or 9 videos, from pulling out the old shower to now what I'll consider the final product. I'm not going to show you installing the tub spout and the handle and the shower up here, because yours will be different than mine. All you gotta do is pull out the pipes. If you have a plumber like I did come in do the plumbing for you, just pull out that pipe and put in the angled pipe that comes with the shower. And same thing down here. I'll just disconnect that pipe there, and I'll put in the spigot that came with the shower setup. Well, thanks for watching. As always, hit the like button and subscribe.